Okay, so we made it to Hawaii. I had so many cool things planned. Snorkeling, scuba diving, surfing, hikes, motorcycle rides. I mean, you name it, I wanted to do it. Unfortunately, my family had different plans. Majority of the day was pretty similar. My itinerary was out the window. We started with strolls along the boardwalk. We'd frequently stop to take photos. Now I'm not saying I didn't like that part. I got in the auto one myself. But majority of the time was spent watching this little guy try to walk, put on a hat, or just sit there. Now don't get me wrong, I love my nephew and I could look at him for hours on end. But I was in Maui for the first time ever and I really wanted to see the place. 6 months ago that wouldn't have been a problem. But then this guy came along. Oh, I think he heard me. You gotta understand, I enjoyed every minute of quality time with my family. We took some fun pictures, we had a laugh, and we got silly. But there had to be more to Maui than just walking on the beach.
Hello, Parafuko. How are you?
And that's what I intend to show my family.
My turn.
Well done.
Well, I was really happy Christian was on board with the whole idea of going on the Hana Highway. Now you have to understand, the Hana Highway is about a 103-kilometer long stretch on Hawaiian Route 36. It's connected to Kihei and it is about a 2.5-hour drive. Even though it's only 86 kilometers, this drive has about 59 bridges, 46 of them that are only one way. Approximately 260 curves on the route. But at the end, you hit a beautiful beach on the east of Maui. Getting them on the road was one thing, but having them stop along the way with all the sights was a whole nother story. I had them at the first stop to see some beautiful luscious green trees. The second stop wasn't bad. I think my dad was interested in the rubber trees. Although I think my mom might have had another agenda. The view from there was also just beautiful. And then Christian tried to impress us with some general knowledge. I think he was making it up. I couldn't get them to pull over for the bamboo forest, the red sand beach, or the twin waterfalls. But luckily, this guy took a really big poop and we had to pull over. His timing couldn't have been more perfect. There was a beautiful cascading waterfall just up ahead, so I jumped out of the car and jumped in the water. It was so refreshing and so beautiful. My mom was the only one to come down to say hi.
And these buggers.
Weepy weep.
It started to torrential downpour, so we thought we'd pull over and eat, considering we were almost at the beach. A local told us it was the third rainiest place in the world. Anyways, my sister found this really cool license plate that she said was a sign. It said MLS 11. She said it stood for Matteo Luigi Savallo, and today was the 11th. She said there wasn't a choice. We had to buy her for this little shrimp. The rains had finally stopped, and we continued on to the beach. We had finally made it. The beach was glorious. Nice sand, waves crashing down, and this really cool rock face. We decided to do some exploring, and when we got to the coast we saw this ship. It seemed to be wrecked on the rocks. This shipwreck. People were salvaging stuff from it, and we talked to them. Pretty sure the boat didn't belong to them, but we figured that was island life, and we were on island time. It was time to get back to family business. Paia was the next place on my bucket list. Apparently, if you want to go surfing, this is the place to be.
Bam Jam 2015.
The town looked really cool. It was like a surfer-esque, laid-back island style. Not really my parents' cup of tea, but I showed them a few things, like how to walk and hold yourselves in a town like this. I think my mom caught on pretty good. We finally made it to the beach. Everyone was getting their stuff unpacked, and Matteo was loving it here. He was just a rocking and a rolling, ready to surf some waves. I went to go grab my surfboard, and I couldn't believe my eyes. My dad was the first one in the water. He was riding the boogie board like nobody's business. Now you gotta understand, I've never seen my dad do any extracurricular activity, let alone boogie boarding. I was stoked. I thought it was about time I got on my board and showed him my cool moves. It was time to surf the Nar. I caught some pretty fun waves. First a right-hand wave, then a left-hand wave. I rode the last wave in. I was so excited to see what my family thought. But by that time, they were more interested in watching Matteo play in the water. Now I wasn't jealous, they'd rather watch him splash in the waves than myself. But I just wanted to get them really excited about surfing. So I thought I'd bring the board on the beach and let them take some snapshots. I think my mom was really getting the hang of it. So I guess you can say we all did a little surfing today. It was really cool sharing something I love so much with my family. And who knows, maybe next time we'll all shred the Nar. Thanks, Paia. Well, I had my day of surfing, so it was only fair that Amy got to pick the next day. And of course, she wanted to hang out at the Fairmont. Now there wasn't much to do at this beach. There was no waves to surf, just a lot of laying around, watching this guy go in the water. I thought I'd sneak off and majestically look out into the water on some beautiful rocks. Eventually, my mom found me, and she thought she'd do the same. My sister convinced me to go play in the kiddie pool with her and Matteo. I said only if I got to play with him too. It wasn't long before she took her kid back. I guess she was worried I was going to break him. I thought we were having fun. Anyways, they told me there was a water slide. It was pretty cool. It had a waterfall inside it. I had a lot of fun. But then they told me it was for only kids 14 and under. When I popped out from the other side, there's these sweet hula babes. I tried to impress them with some backflips, and that's when they asked us to leave. Okay, so maybe it wasn't my ideal trip, but I gotta say, I had a lot of fun, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I can't wait till the next family vacation.